welcome Andy Towers with Chill Cryotherapy and Wellness to the
Here we
stage.
go. Is this on?
Yep, you're good.
I don't have to do anything?
No.
Can you hear me? Okay, good morning. Can you, is this working? Or is it going through?
It's more
Oh, okay, good. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for letting me come talk about Chill Cryotherapy today. I guess I kind of wanted to start with just a little bit about myself and my journey. I know there's sometimes some young people in the crowd at these meetings, so if you look at the very beginning, my family owned a business, and I've owned a couple of businesses myself before this one. But then I sold websites. I was a high school teacher for 15 years, and then marketing manager at Interstate for a few years. And here went back to the classroom for a few years, and then here I am. And so I think most of us that own our own business in here can relate to the journey is not always just a clear path from the beginning. And so most people ask, like, how did you get in cryotherapy? Especially people that knew me as the high school teacher. Little bit about my journey and how I got to this place. Probably about 2013, 14, I started to have a lot of pain and fatigue out of nowhere. I started hurting all over, just random things. No more activity than I'd ever done, no difference in my lifestyle really. A lot of stress from the outside world and new stress, being caregivers for my parents and my grandma that were all sick. But other than that, I couldn't understand what was wrong with me. And so I started on a journey of trying to discover, what was causing this fatigue and this pain and these shooting pains down my arms and legs. And after a few years of different diagnoses and probably dozens of prescription medications and steroid injections and all of those things, was finally diagnosed with several autoimmune diseases, including like Hashimoto's and Raynaud's, mixed connective tissue disease, which is really just inflammation of your connective tissue, and fibromyalgia. And when I went to the Mayo Clinic for a little class about fibromyalgia, I'd never heard of it before, it really opened my mind to not necessarily having to do everything the doctor told me to do. As far as is the first hospital, and I'd been to a few, that said, really, we want you to consider what medications you're on that are helping and what medications you're on that you can't tell a difference from. And we would like, as Mayo Clinic, fibromyalgia leadership, we would like you to get off of everything if you can, which was so crazy because every doctor at every hospital I'd ever been to, they were just so happy to diagnose me and give me different prescriptions and send me on my way. That was what made them feel like they'd got their job done. And I really just wanted to feel better. And so I started, weaning myself off a lot of the medications. I stopped getting the steroid injections. I went through a period of like a lot of weight gain and anxiety and issues because I'd been on all of those medications for off and on for so long. But I came out the other side with a little bit different view on wellness and realizing, accepting, I think is a big part of it, that this was my life. That you have been diagnosed with these things, they're real, they're there, and there's no reason to keep searching for answers. You know what's going on, so let's figure out ways to help improve, the quality of life that you live. So that's what I kind of set out to do. I quit working full time for about 1.5 years so I could focus on my health. I was fortunate to be able to do that. But I also started doing a lot of research on alternative types of wellness and holistic therapies. But actually was probably at the bottom of the barrel whenever my daughter made an appointment at a cryotherapy place in Columbia for me 2 or 3 years ago. It was the first time, I'd never even heard of it. It was brand new in the area. There was a couple in Kansas City. There still are a couple in Kansas City and a couple in St. Louis and one in Columbia. Probably would have never tried cryotherapy had she not set up an appointment and taken me there, because I don't like the cold. And I'll show you in a second, that's really what it's all about, is cold, using cold to repair. Um, but I got out of the whole body cryo chamber the very first time, and I was getting dressed, and I had this really weird feeling of I felt different for the first time in a long time. It was like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders. I can't explain it any better way. I felt lighter. And I think maybe if you've ever had chronic pain or fatigue, or you know people that have, you just feel down. You feel tired, like the weight of the world is on you. And I thought it was a gimmick. I thought it was all in my head. So I went back 2 or 3 times. And every time I went, I felt relief. And I mean, the relief, it didn't heal me, it didn't fix everything. But I realized if I would do cryotherapy a couple times a month, I was in less pain. I felt like I was sleeping better. I was in a better mood and mindset for sure. And that's when the entrepreneur in me, as many of you can relate to, started coming up with ideas and started, putting it all together in my mind and doing all of the research to see if I thought it would be a realistic business venture here in Sedalia. Because we know we are a unique marketplace. Maybe we're not unique, maybe it's common everywhere, but it's not an easy one. So yeah, I originally decided after going to the Mayo Clinic, you know what, I'm going to try to turn this into something good. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I've got to try to share my story, because I was so fortunate to go to so many different doctors and learn so many different things from different people. And I had time to do a lot of reading and listening to podcasts. And I wanted to I saw myself as like, I wanted to be a motivational speaker or maybe a writer or a blogger or something for people with chronic illness. I wanted to speak real talk. I wanted to say cuss words when I felt like saying cuss words, and I wanted to cry when I felt like crying, because I felt like everywhere I saw on the internet, I saw people that were either feeling sorry for themselves, which I have been there, feeling sorry for themselves, or giving you so much medical jargon that it's really hard to follow. And I originally thought, I want to be a voice that people can relate to. And when you get that diagnosis the first time, lupus was my first diagnosis. That's a scary one. And so you're scared and you feel alone. And I wanted to be that person. I went back to work as a teacher and realized pretty quickly that I wasn't going to be able to do it anymore. Physically and mentally, my body was not made for high school teaching anymore. I did it for 4 more years. I love the kids, but the environment was very overstimulating, and that's a nice word for it. And so we got out of that and decided, why don't we go with this business venture where I can meet people, start making those connections, and start, doing something that can earn an income while also building an audience to do the above. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. So we just did it. And September we opened up, and we are located underneath Lynn's Crafters in the building on the corner of 16th and 65 on State Fair Shopping Center. This is the machine that most people are talking about if you've seen it online. Most people are talking about the whole body cryotherapy, or when people say cryo, this is typically the one that that starts the buzz. This is the chamber, or the type of chamber that started my journey. I won't read through all of these. I do have some pamphlets that I didn't put out yet, but I'll have them available over here if you want to grab them. Whole body cryo essentially just fast freezes your body. It puts your body into shock a little bit, and your brain reacts to this significant fast freeze by protecting you. And so it's really hacking into your own biology, in that it's just giving your body a chance to do what it does best, and that is try to protect and heal you. And so in a 2 to 3 minute treatment, your metabolism speeds up, burning 500 to 1,000 additional calories. Your bloodstream is saturated with 3 to 4 times the normal level of oxygen, endorphins, serotonin, dopamine, norepinephrine, which is your natural anti-inflammatory that we usually don't produce enough of. And just kind of picture it as in you were in Antarctica and your truck stopped and you were wearing your underwear and your body is trying to help you survive. It kicks into survival mode because we're shocking it. And the great thing is it protects you for a few hours. So all of these things continue to happen within your body for a few hours, which is what leads to major mood shifts. It's very great when you have that mood or you're kind of in that not motivated type of place on a Monday morning. But it's also great for the pain relief, the relief of the fatigue, wakes you up for sure. Most people will say, you know, you feel refreshed and invigorated. It's a 2 to 3 minute treatment. It's affordable to try. I actually brought you guys some little coupons I'll lay over there too for the people that are here. $20 to try it. I like people to just know what it is because then when somebody's talking about it, you can say, I did that, or yeah, I heard about that. But I also have some other services. We do localized cryo, which is another really great treatment, and it has been very, very popular. I didn't ever expect this to be as effective and like helpful as it has been. And it is the same technology. It's liquid nitrogen that is heated up, turned into the really cold vapors, but it is used to like direct on a certain area. So pain relief, surgery recovery as far as reducing your scarring and helping your healing, speeding up your healing. Everything from swelling, if you were to sprain your ankle, you have carpal tunnel, and you have inflammation in your joints, arthritis. There's all kinds of things. So everybody, I've worked on everyone from the oldest client I've had is 89 years old. He's done whole body cryo and localized cryo. And then I have worked on several, young teens that play sports. So I've got a little bit of everybody that comes into the spa. Other services I have, I won't dwell on, but just so you know, I've got them. Compression therapy pairs great with whole body therapy because of it promotes the lymphatic drainage. A lot of athletes use this, but I've got people with neuropathy or lymphedema, any of those conditions. The compression is great. Infrared sauna. Another addition that's to cryo that's awesome. It slows everything down, opens up your blood vessels, makes the cryo even more effective if you do it before that service. And then facials are another popular service. Cryofacials are the cold air facials. So I don't touch you. There's no ointments or gels or cleansers. So people that have sensitive skin and maybe need reduction in redness or swelling, puffiness during allergy season. The cryo on the face, the head, the sinuses, migraines is amazing. I have several people that will come in when they feel their headache starting, people that have migraines. But I had personally a sinus infection last week. I don't know where that came from, but I mean, just putting it on your sinuses, it's crazy. It's like an ice pack. That goes a lot deeper without the discomfort. And then I do have one cosmetic piece of equipment that does skin tightening and wrinkle reduction and body sculpting. I actually bought the equipment more for therapeutic reasons, but these services have also been really popular. But so yeah, that's kind of my business and how I got here. Not new to Sedalia. I've been here my whole life. I went to State Fair and Smith Cotton and UCM, and but I am new in retail and having a storefront, and so it's come with its challenges. Obviously scary, but overall it's been really, really great start. I've been so happy with how well the community supported us, and people are letting other people know that our services are there. And then I figured since I'm here with other business people, just ideas. I had my first on-site staff meeting the other day. Salon and Spa has 12 employees, so I gave her a good discount on cryo for all 12. They came over at 9. We had breakfast, they cryoed, and then they had their meeting in my lobby. And I think that would be a really cool reward, or maybe just a way to get your people out of your office. Maybe an incentive. And then I hope to someday be able to incorporate my gift of teaching and educating leadership and marketing and business, and pair that with my facility as well, because it's it's another one of my passions, is helping other people with their business. But so I don't whoops, that is not your all's, but I don't really have anything else I need to say. What questions do you all have, or does anyone have any questions? Some of you I've spoke to before, so sorry if you fell asleep. Anybody have any questions? No?
Is this very similar when we see, social media where, the ice bath? Very similar or better or?
Similar. So I've had a couple of people that do ice baths, that have done ice baths regularly, and they would say that this is a lot less stressful and more comfortable. If you're looking though for like muscle, when you ice your body in it from the outside in, you can help with fatigued muscles and swelling and things from the outside in. So that would be more like our localized cryo. The whole body cryo is really, your skin gets cold, but it stimulates the internal trigger. So similar but different, because the ice baths, people that do the ice plunge, which is like the just fast cold minute plunge, or the baths that are like 5 or 10 minutes long, they're going to also receive some of those internal, it's going to stimulate some of those internal responses as well, especially the plunges, because they are colder than an ice bath temperature-wise, and it's a very fast reaction. So similar. It's all kind of based on the same science, that our body, when we're put in uncomfortable situations, our body performs at its best. And let's face it, if you're in pain, if you have chronic illness, if you've ever, fought cancer or other battles with your body or your health, you tend to protect yourself by not making yourself uncomfortable. You don't work out, you don't run. This is me, it's my story. I'm scared to run, it hurts. I'm scared to work out. I don't like to be sore for a month. I don't even do massages because they hurt for a week. I don't go to uncomfortable places, like really hot places or really cold places. Well, because I'm never putting my body in somewhere that's uncomfortable. It's never getting stimulated to do all the great things that it wants to do. And so it's a vicious cycle, because I then just stay comfortable. My body says, okay, I guess we won't do all these good things because she must be comfortable. And then I become more sad and more sore, and it's just kind of a vicious cycle. So it really is just, all of those things are just stepping outside of like putting your body in an uncomfortable situation. And cold happens to be pretty therapeutic for a lot of reasons. So yeah, similar. Yeah.
How cold is cold?
So the tank itself, so it is dry air, nitrogen vapors. When you get in, it is negative 30 to 40 degrees. And when you get out, 2 to 3 minutes later, it's anywhere from negative 90 to negative 130, 140 degrees. Yeah. But so I have given you guys the $20 cards. I would love for you to try it. I think you would be really surprised at how 100 degrees below zero feels when it's cold air that's kind of flowing around you versus, when we step outside and it's 0 in Missouri, it's very moist, and it's a different kind of cold. It's a wetter, humid cold than what you'll feel. But it's cold. There's no denying it. It's cold. But you do have mittens and booties to protect your extremities. Your head sticks out the top, so I stay in there and talk to you the whole time. So, yes?
Do you have any memberships?
I do have memberships. I have memberships for just like different services, like whole body only, unlimited memberships, and I also have packages where you can buy like 10 or 20, so it's cheaper that way. I've got probably a couple dozen members right now and then about, I would say, a dozen people that use it very regularly. That, I have 2 clients in particular that come 5 to 6 days a week and do whole body cryo and or like sauna. But I have several people that come in at least once or twice a week. And so like memberships are anywhere from $175 to $250 a month, but for unlimited, depending what type of services you want. You can also share the memberships with a family member. If you're not going to come in 3 or 4 times a week and you have a sister or a mom that would use it once a week, you can split it too. So Yeah. Yes?
So you briefly touched on it, but can you talk a little bit more about how you vetted through this very new idea
Mm-hmm.
for this, especially for this area?
Yeah, so she's wanting me to plug her, but
No.
no, I know you're not. I'm just totally kidding. But I did. I utilized the SBDC. I utilized Kelly, and honestly, she kind of walked into my life in a perfect point because she kind of just inspired me to keep looking and keep following, my gut, and provided me with a lot of research. I do think that's something that's really, really important. And luckily, because I have the marketing background, it's natural for me to want to do the research. But I needed to see if Sedalia would support it, and it really wasn't about does Sedalia have enough money. I mean, we spend a lot of money on stupid things. I don't really worry about money. $30 or $50 we'll throw away, online and not think twice. It's more about me. Am I going to have people that I can actually help? Are there enough people that need my help? And then are there enough, people that are already investing in these types of things as far as other health and wellness? And so, one of the things that was cool that the SBDC ran for me that I obviously couldn't find easily, I would have never found easily, was numbers as far as how many people in a 60-mile radius do buy prescription medication for migraines. How many people in a 60-mile radius are members of gyms? And of course, they pull all this data from public databases that we all know everybody's reporting to, but we like to pretend they're not. I can't tell you who buys the prescriptions, but I can tell you there's a lot of people around this area that buy medications for arthritis, inflammation, chronic pain, headaches. And then you can just look around at all the gyms we have right now. I feel like we're in a place where we're trying, and I really I see a lot of young people. I feel like your all's generation is taking a turn, and I love it, because I grew up doing whatever the doctor said, go home, take this, do this, take this. And I like that your generation is I'm just going to drink water and rest. Good for you. And I'm going to try these things that I don't have to ingest into my body. And this is just another one. Anybody else? Yeah.
So if somebody wanted to schedule a cryotherapy session or something else with you, can they walk in, go to your website?
Yep, any and all. Yeah. My website has a book now button, so if you have a particular service you want to do, you can see what's available on the actual website. You can get to the website from the Facebook page. You can always call, though, because whole body cryo is pretty easy, so if they're scheduled, if you're in town for an hour and you look and it doesn't have time, I bet I can get you in, so that's when it's worth time to call. And you can always schedule online, too, a consultation and tour. That way I set 10 or 15 minutes apart to walk you around, show you everything. And you can always just walk in, too, and I'll be happy. I love to talk about it, obviously. But like I said, I do have some brochures. I have my business cards, and then I have the little discount things that are for people at 1 million cups. So if you are interested, they'll be over there when we're done. Is that all? Thank you, guys. Oh, do you have a question?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was wondering about your marketing background and how do you do most of your marketing and PR yourself as far as that website?
Right now I've done it all. I've got help. Victoria over here with the black hair, she's kind of come on board and helped with some of the social media actual graphics and stuff. Yeah, it's not easy, but I am working on a website right now with a website developer. I do think there's a place to hire professionals. I'm not an expert in any of it. I know what I want, I know what I like, but I can't create it all myself, so.
Very good.
Okay.
Last question.
Yes.
What can we do as a community to help you be successful?
I would love you just to know I'm here. Know that this option is there for people that you know and love. Maybe for yourself, but it may be that your friends and family, your neighbors, your kids. If your kids play sports, tell their coaches. Tell your athletic directors, because it is a very reasonably priced little time investment that can help some of these young athletes. And then, don't hesitate to call and ask questions. If there's a way that we could collaborate as businesses, if there's ever an event or something that, I could help with, I'd love to. If there's ever a complimentary business, I'm all about cross promotion. So yeah, really, it's just the more people I can tell about it, and then we know we're here, then the more chances there are of being able to help people that need it. So,
Very good.
all right,
Thank you, Ian.
thank you.